Oh, well, this is kind of awkward. Hello, I've previously reviewed this, so now let me review this. It's Venom the Head. The build for this is indeed quite very nearly identical to that of the Carnage head that I previously reviewed, but obviously the color scheme is different and this one does not use any stickers, so there's quite a bit of reliance for the Carnage version on some stickers for the texture of the outside, you know, the look, especially from the front. This one's mostly black on black on black, but it does have a lot of contrast in the mouth. I actually like the mouth area of this one quite a bit with the tan colored teeth, which includes some nice pieces to get in that color, and then also the tongue and the gums that are done in just a hot pink. Venom also appropriately gets venom inside of the mouth, so there's some like acidic looking drips in there. You can see coming down from the roof of the mouth. It's a little bit subtle as viewed from the outside, but you know, when the light catches it right, it kind of shines at you, and there are little bits of it also down in the jaw here. And then where you have, I think, the biggest divergence in how this is built, and obviously built from the outside, other than the inclusion of the tongue here, which I think is cool. And of course you can change the angles of that around a little bit. But is this down here, which is really more part of the stand than anything. It's just some drool, some of that venomous drool that's coming down. It's actually not attached whatsoever to the head. It's just attached to the base, but that's probably more noticeable than anything, and makes you kind of look twice, especially if you're not the person that built this in the first place. Like, what is that down there, and why is it there? So it's kind of a conversation starter in that way. I still think that the eyes are not quite right for this guy. Needed the whites to curl up onto the forehead a bit. You know, they're just a little bit too normal, a little bit too human-sized or close to human-sized. But I still think that the overall look of this shape, which again is the same as on the Carnage version, is good and is very striking. And you know, this color scheme works out just fine. It's kind of hard to go wrong with black, and then you add in the white, it's immediately noticeable. If anybody knows what Venom is at all, has any familiarity, even if you're not, you know, a super Marvel fan, you recognize this from across the room easily. The Carnage one probably takes a little bit more to make a connection for just normal people, for folks who are not super fans of the source material and everything. And then the plaque down here, of course, is a unique one, and that does use a print and not a sticker, fortunately. No stickers whatsoever for this set. It's nice and smooth around the back and everything. You do transition into some studded surfaces, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I have no issue with studded surfaces myself, and I think that this particular set makes a good balance, as did the Carnage one, between the studded surfaces and the smoothed off surfaces, whether it's looking at studs on the side construction with just unstudded top pieces, or we're looking at the sides of studs on top construction. All that works out pretty well for me, and the base is just pretty much standard fare. So looking at these two heads again side by side, you can just pause at any moment and see immediately that if you compare the parts, they're darn near identical, with the biggest exceptions being, again, of course, the tongue and the drool. Also, there's a regular plate over here, whereas this is a modified plate or modified tile with fewer studs on it, just to allow the stickers there. And of course, the stickers themselves differentiate the two and the colors. But one thing that I found to be unexpectedly good about this one compared to Carnage, about Venom compared to Carnage, is the contrast between the teeth in tan and the black skin, biomass, body. You know, I guess you can call that skin, right? I mean, you know what I'm talking about. On Carnage, he gets the black teeth and then also has black skin. And a lot of it, especially in the face. There's less of it as you go back. There's more of it towards the front, and that really makes this stand out so much better than this. And the mouth, which is an important part of the expression of Venom and the appeal to some degree, the metalness of Venom, is, you know, being able to see that mouth, being able to see those teeth like that. Whereas over here, a lot of it kind of just fades away. And now black teeth, that's bad in a good way, right? And, you know, like there's something here, but there's something here as well. This feels more present to me in person I don't know if that comes across quite as well on camera, but this feels more like it is here, feels just a little bit closer to being alive. And so even though Carnage is so much brighter in color, I start to feel like after you get past that initial color bomb of seeing the two of these across the room, which one is more interesting, which one is more attractive to the eye, or more makes you more curious about it. After you get past that initial red bomb, I think the eyes quickly go over to here and to that mouth, and the fact that this just feels more like it's there. It feels more organic. So my opinions have actually changed. Since the initial pictures of these came out, I've been a big fan of the Carnage one, and since I built the Carnage one, I've been a big fan of the Carnage one, but I am definitely starting to lean heavily towards Team Venom between the two of these alone, just because of the colors of the mouth. If they had put a little bit more definition around the mouth for this one, then I think that I still would like it more, but it's all the surround. I like the black teeth, that's cool. But the surround being black as well kind of confuses it all from a visual perspective, and this just feels better to me. Last thing here, these are the spare parts, and there was no sticker sheet, so I've got nothing else to show you. The price was $60, 60 US. Exactly the same as the Carnage one. As well it should be. It's mostly the same thing, right? I still feel like that's way too much money for this, because here I'm going to bring it right up next to my face so you can really see how large, or rather how small it is. You know, it's not that big of a deal. There, you just put it on your shoulder. You know, it's literally not that big of a deal. There is some hollow space, but there's also a fair amount of weight to it. It just doesn't feel like $60 worth of plastic to me, even considering the Lego quality and everything, and the fact that you could potentially take it apart and use the pieces for other things. That's all good. Like, I respect the system, and I expect Lego stuff to cost more than a super cheap plastic toy of the same size, the same mass of plastic and everything. But still, $60 just feels like too much to me. I really would like these things to be in the $40 range tops, just as a geeky collector, you know, display model type of deal. Just my thoughts. Other than that, I think these are generally done pretty well. I've already told you my issues with these. You know, with this one in particular, it's mostly just the white of the eyes not going up enough. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with this, and I'm a lot happier with it than I thought I would be. And I respect this a lot better as a display model and as a representation of the source material than I did previously compared to the Carnage one. So let me know what you think. Let me know which you prefer between the two, between this and the Carnage version. And I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.